Welcome to episode 187 of the Still Dripping Happy Hour. On the move tonight, we got Hayes. Holla.
187. I thought it was 186. Either which way,
I
187.
think
This
you've
is
been
the
off
Snoop.
the past few. Yeah.
This is the Snoop Dogg episode, Dr. Dre episode. 187. If Bourbon Mike was watching, he'd know what I meant.
Wonderful.
Follow all
Well,
the stuff.
yeah. Follow all the stuff. Still Dripping
Instagram. We had a new
TN.
fit swap today. You see it?
Yes. Yes, I did. It was a good one. It was solid.
Was it?
I liked it. Yeah. I
I
didn't know. It was a moment of I wasn't familiar with your game, Fry Guy, with the sneakers that he had on. Those are
yeah,
nice.
dude. He's got.
Those are
I
nice.
mean, he's got 6 or 7. He
Yeah.
went 0 to 100 pretty quick.
Yeah, I'd say.
We haven't even seen them all. But
That's
he's
wonderful.
gone now. If we can just get him in, like almost every day, he's t-shirt, flannel, or some shirt on top of it. We have to have collar shirt, like we have to have a
Oh,
buttoned up
okay.
shirt, and so that's his thing. And I was like, man, but he's an old soul, and so it makes sense that that's his gear.
Solid. Yeah. What do you think of our Balenciaga still dripping dunk right here on the side? You like
Is that what that is?
It's just supposed to be dripping, but it ended up looking like the Balenciaga.
Like it's actually sitting on that thing, like
I
standing.
guess
You
so.
could like a heel, a platform
Yeah,
shoe.
sure.
That's excellent. Good
Yeah,
work.
man.
This is AI.
This is AI, of course.
I love it.
Oh, well, Hayes,
Hey,
we've been
wait.
talking a lot more recently. So, how you been this week?
I have to show you that I haven't bought any. Someone's asked me today. Like the last pair of shoes I got was the John Morant ones. Still haven't worn them in the box. I don't know. I want to wear them. I want them to be in the rotation, but I also want to keep them forever because it's a homer pick. But nonetheless, anywho, but I got something, and I'm going to use this as an opportunity to give you a sales pitch. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to pitch you. Okay.
All right.
Blow me up. Blow us up. So where it's just me and you. All right. So this has been so far one of my favorite purchases in a while. And you could relate this to fashion. Okay. This could be outside the box even. We could talk about it like this. Okay. And I'm telling you, man, I'm really trying hard to get you to do this. I got a weighted vest. So don't get thrown off by my smoking hot wife here. But look, it's camo. There we go.
Yeah.
I got camo because it was cheap. But it's a 40-pound vest that I swear it feels like 100 pounds. But it kind of represents like how much weight I've lost so far since I started doing 70. Well, just way past that now. But that's how much weight I lost. And so I've started doing all my exercising with that on. And man, I feel good. But I really think you should get one. I think you should try it. You don't have to be a 40-pounder. You can also remove it's the weights you can remove.
Oh,
But so
cool.
I got the 40 thinking, okay, if sometime I want to walk with 20, I can just take a few of these things out.
Yeah.
But it's fashionable. Can you imagine me walking through Kroger in that thing, what people would say? I thought about it. Like just going to Walmart with a weighted vest on. People are like, what the hell is
Either that, they'd be like, what is this guy doing? Or you would definitely get a few thank you for your service.
100%.
You for sure.
100%. But if I think I would wear it, I might just wear it, no shirt, just it. And
I don't think you would get thank you for your service in that case.
And like some I don't know, but something crazy on the bottom, and then some Jordans, and like just really fashion, like dress it up, but it's just It's just a weighted vest.
Just a
It's
weighted
camo.
vest, yeah.
Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. Oh,
You know, it'd be funny if whenever you saw anybody dressed up for Halloween like that, if you just told them thank you for your service, like super serious.
that's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
well,
As
hey,
Hayes said,
go ahead.
maybe I said it earlier. We've been communicating a lot more recently. I went to the doctor the other day. My test results weren't terrible, but I don't go to the doctor a lot, and I've known this was an issue, and so got the same results back, and I was like, I really don't. This time they were like, this was a follow up, so it was like a 3-month follow, supposed to be a 3-month, but turned into 6-month follow up, and they were like, okay, well your numbers were kind of the same, so we're gonna put you on this medication. And I was like, we'll see if I take the medication. I'd rather not, and I personally think everybody should be weary of this, but I'm especially weary of any medicine. When I looked up the medicine, it said for long-term use. So I'm thinking they're prescribing this for the rest of my life. I was like, I'm not going to do that, because if I start taking the medicine and I do get healthier, not just by chance, but if I work to get healthier, then I won't know if it was the healthier or the medicine, right? And so I think I'm going to not pick up the prescription and just see if this works. And so that's why we've started. I texted Hayes, was like, hey, I got to do something. What's the worst part about 75 hard? And he didn't really answer the question, but he said, okay, I'll do it with you. so I didn't really get a choice, but I'm thankful for that. So Hayes has been my sensei a little bit for the past couple days. We're only on day 2, but I'm feeling pretty good. I think right now the biggest thing I got to work on is I'm eating healthy foods, but I'm still eating more than I should probably. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I don't know. And so I still feel good. I might
What would you
essentially
say is healthy food? Like, tell me what that is.
So my whole thing is getting away from like ultra processed food. So
Yeah.
anything that's not a real food. So it's not really super restrictive. For me, a huge thing is cookies, brownie, desserts, any desserts. And so I've just pretty much said, I'm not going to do desserts and I'm going to eat real food. So bread is okay. I'm not eating a ton of bread. I don't really eat a ton of bread anyways, but I love bread. So if I get on a kick, I would. So trying to stay away from that stuff, just ultra processed stuff. So anything from like tonight, my wife made it's like a Mexican casserole, but it was just like beans, meat, corn, and cheese. So trying to stress getting like the healthier, nutritious stuff like black beans and different stuff, making sure I have veggies daily. So yeah, it shouldn't be too hard. It should be normal. It's going to be the sweets that really get me. So, but
well, the good thing is, man, like you're starting really young, at a different place than I am and was, and good for you. I mean, I wish I figured this out. I've said this on here before. Like, it took COVID for me to even get to where I was spiritually feeding myself every day, much less like consistently. And now I'm like, why did that? Well, I've been like that. Why did that take me freaking that long to figure that out? But the same thing with this. It's like, why did it take me 40 years to figure out exercise? And I enjoy it. And it's going to improve my life in a lot of different ways.
Yeah. No, I mean,
better late than never, but I'm so proud of you that you're getting started. Like,
totally agree. 2 things from this week, and we can, I guess, say this is more than sneakers. This whole thing has kind of been more than sneakers so far. But 2 cool things I saw this week, or one I witnessed and one I was a part of, I guess. We went to my niece's volleyball game, and afterwards we went to Chick-fil-A, and Chick-fil-A closes at 9, and so we were there probably till 8:15ish. But on our way out, we passed this table of, I guess, high school guys, and they were all there with their Bibles, having a Bible study.
Nice.
And I was like, wow, that is really cool. And I wish I would have said something to them. But it was kind of like, we've got 2 kids under 3 or
Yeah.
at 3 years old and under, so we're trying to get out of the store. But I just thought that was really cool, and I made a point to tell Elliot. I was like, "Look at that! They brought their Bibles to Chick-fil-A to read the Bible," and I thought that was really cool. The second one, which I was really impressed by, I started volunteering with the youth at our new church. It's not really new anymore, so I should stop saying that. But and I didn't really sign up to be a part of the small group. But I guess I didn't firmly enough say no. So I got voluntold that I was with this
Yes.
group. And anyways, this past week, or 2 weeks ago, actually, one of the guys, we were talking about making commitments and following through on them and having accountability. And one of the people, or I think 2 of them at the same time, were like, yeah, we haven't been very good about reading the Bible daily. And can we start that again? I was like, I know for a fact I never said that in high school. That was not something on my radar that I thought would even make me feel good or anything. And so the fact that, and they all agreed that they're going to be honest, and how many days that they miss, they have to run a lap around the church.
Okay.
So quite a bit of them ran. I think 2 of them didn't have to run. But yeah, the goal was 5 days a week, to read your Bible 5 days a week. And so we'll see next week how they do, but I'm just very impressed.
That is very impressive.
Yeah. So really cool moment for me. So I guess if you are thinking about volunteering, you probably get out of it more than you put into it. So
yeah,
I'd say go ahead and do
it. But I would also say the whole thing with, man, you text me at a great time. I felt like the last few weeks I've let it slip a little bit. And in my experience with something like this already, is that you can do it by yourself and you're the type you'd be fine. But man, it's easier when you got somebody else. I mean, that's all it was on my mind.
Yeah.
As soon as you said it, I was like, you know what? You're not asking it, but I do know I want to do it, and I could use the iron sharpens iron thing.
Yeah.
And hopefully that helps you too.
No, I think it really has.
Anyway,
I think it really has.
As soon as you sent the message, I was like, "Oh, yep, here's what we're doing." I didn't even ask. I said,
Right.
"Oh, we're starting I've already started. I'm starting today."
Yeah.
They already did my first walk. Where are you at? How's your water going? Sorry, I went. I have tendency to do that. It's like
it's all good.
But it's because I do not want to go back to where I was.
Right? Yeah, I feel that. I don't want to get better. So, anyways, we got a lot of sneakers news actually.
Okay,
let's do it. Some wild sneakers news. So first up, we'll play the little clip.
What's inside the box?
That's my shoe in the box.
First up, you got a little logo. There we go. John Donahoe is out at Nike, and Elliot Hill is in. Yeah.
I don't know who Elliot Hill is. Like, is he another Nike guy that got promoted?
He's a Nike lifer. I didn't know you hadn't seen this yet, but I'm going to show you his LinkedIn profile, and it is incredible.
Okay.
This down here at the bottom, Nike intern. And look how many
88 to 90.
Look how many roles he's had in Nike. I mean, talk about working your way up. I mean, he has gone from intern all the way to CEO.
That is impressive.
Yeah, so very cool.
Watching a homegrown story like that,
yeah,
is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. So I'm sure we'll get a cool documentary about this. I believe I was telling somebody at work was asking me about it. I believe Reebok's current CEO started in the mailroom at Reebok. And he actually left and then came back. I don't know if this guy left Nike. There was a little gap from his last job to CEO, but either way, so cool that
Yeah.
that somebody, and maybe this person, has an eye or an ear towards innovation and is listening to the right people.
You're talking about unlike the other guy who we
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, this other guy, John Donahoe. I feel like most of the stuff around innovation that he kept saying was he kept blaming COVID.
Hmm.
And we all know those people who keep blaming COVID, but
It's
we
all
haven't
COVID's
thought
fault and
about
it's all Trump's fault.
we
Everything.
have yeah, we haven't thought about COVID in more than 2 years. And so, or we haven't, maybe I should say we haven't thought about wearing a mask in public in more than 2 years. Yeah, sometimes you gotta just let go of the crutch, and I mean, hopefully, Elliott Hill can bring some innovation to Nike, and yeah,
Well, you
I
can't
think it's kind of
argue that the
exciting.
dude doesn't care about the company, right?
Yeah, that's
And like
that's totally fair.
he is freaking bought in. That's the
Yeah.
kind of guy that you want to root for. But you're correct. Hopefully he's got good people around him that are telling him to listen to their customer.
Right. Yeah, we like retros, but we don't want only retros.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Next up. Oh, did you have a chance to brainstorm yet?
Did not.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna leave this shirt on here though.
That's so
I just
great.
love it. It's gonna be a reminder every week.
It's really good.
All right. Now next stuff. This is
amazing. I saw
Yeah.
this. I was getting not I guess I was as a SEO or was getting hammered with this on my Instagram.
Yeah. Hold on one second. Gotta sneeze. Sorry
Bless
about
you.
that. Probably a second one coming soon. But yeah, so Nike in Brentwood, Cool Springs, people at work again were asking me about this. Got truckload maybe of Titan stuff dropped off at the store.
Where are Cool Springs?
Not Cool Springs, sorry. Concord Road.
I was going to say the one close to your house.
Yeah, the one right
Yeah.
down the street. And I didn't go because it's like game worn jerseys is what they said. A bunch of just old players jerseys, bunch of t-shirts and memorabilia, all kinds of stuff. Like the whole store was Titans out pretty much. But they put like a bunch of the jerseys on sale for $125 down to $80. And some people were saying the ticket, like the normal tag, was $69.99 or something. And so quite a bit of a ripoff for Goodwill to do that. It would have been really cool to see them, throw something on there. I was disappointed that I didn't go because after looking at the pictures today, they had 25-year-old Titans jerseys on there when they were the Tennessee Oilers. So if you look at some of the pictures, you can see some Tennessee Oilers jerseys. That
But
would
they
have
were
been
still $130, something.
I think so.
Is it all gone?
I don't know. I truly have not been.
Man, I'm all
I can't imagine that all of it would be gone. But yeah, you never know. I wanted to put this in here, obviously, because it was news in the Tennessee area, but also I did not even think about. So this past week was the first time that I went to a Goodwill outlet store in a while. I went to a new one. The Berry Hill one's not the only Goodwill outlet in Tennessee.
What?
Yeah, maybe this is news for people, and hopefully I'm not
News for
spoiling my
me.
own secret. But there's one in North Nashville, up by the Tune Airport, the John C. Tune Airport.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, the little airport there.
Ashland City.
Yeah, is that yeah up there?
What were you doing on the north side of town?
It's actually the same.
You went
distance
for that
from my work. Yeah.
Okay.
As the other one. So on one lunch break, I was like, yeah, I'm going to go check this out. I don't know if it's an actual store, I first learned about it because on our favorite website, if you do online pickup from the Nashville store, you pick it up there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so it had an outlet sign on it, and I was like, oh, let me go check it out. Yeah, it's a lot smaller than the Berry Hill one, but you can still find some good stuff.
The same thing. I mean, they bring the bins out, they press
Yep.
the button.
I
Everybody
don't know
goes
if they do
crazy?
the button thing. I didn't ask. There was a lot less chaos in there, and I really liked it. It was not your typical third world Goodwill.
Okay.
It was up to the developing country world.
Wow.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite Honduras. It was more like
It was like
you didn't feel like you had to have a
Australia.
mask. Or
I feel like it
gloves
was like
on.
Australia.
Australia's pretty nice.
Yeah, but like a lot of in the middle, you don't want to. It's kind of dangerous.
Is it?
In like Central Australia.
Look
Look at
kangaroos?
Australia. The only stuff is like on the edges of Australia, because anywhere in the middle is like you can die by like 100 different animals.
Are you serious? I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah, I actually learned this week that on the northern side of Australia, somebody was vacationing there. Somebody that I work with, his family was vacationing there. And one of the people who lives there were like, hey, they were in the water. And they're like, hey, there's 7 different poisonous snakes that could kill you in that water right now. So why don't you just hop out? Yeah.
And here all I thought is they had koalas and kangaroos and wallabies.
Yeah, no, like 90% of it is like undeveloped, I think. It's
Wow.
just all along the edges of Australia.
I'm not very smart. I mean, I did get a 23 on the ACT recently, but I'm not very smart.
It's not bad, you know.
Hey, one more thing about this is that I was in my car headed towards this, and then I started getting the shots of the prices, and I was like,
yeah,
I don't have that. I'm not spending that kind of money on this kind of crap.
no way.
Game used or not. And the other thing is, then it started going through my head. If it's all the newer stuff, which that's what this rack looks like. I didn't know they had
Right.
older stuff.
Yeah.
But I was like, who's good at it? I mean, we don't even have Derrick Henry anymore. Will
Yeah.
Levis seems to be sucking. Like whose jersey would you even want? Right. At this point.
Yeah, it seemed like instead of a locker room, maybe they did a locker room sale and they were like, all right, this stuff didn't sell. Let's just take it over there. So all this stuff, clean out our closet. Next slide is going to be the true, like, how in the world did I not think of this? But I mentioned the outlet store, and one of our followers, Josiah Fines,
I saw this
he's pretty
too. Did I send
popular.
this to you?
I think I might have sent this to you. I don't
Oh.
know. Either way, he found all this stuff in the bins. So Tennessee Oilers jerseys. I see. I think 56 is Godfrey, Randall Godfrey. Tons of Tennessee Oilers. The first year they came to Tennessee, all those jerseys. A bunch of other Titans jerseys. Michael Pruitt. Is that I can't see who else. McCarron's.
Like, what is the story on this, though?
He found all these in the same bin. So I guess they got donated in the same lot. Some of them don't make the floor, so they get sent to the
sell them on the website,
Goodwill.
probably.
They could, or they just come in and they throw them in a bin because they're at the bottom of a stack.
Man,
and
look,
he was there at the right time. So
the machine
goodness
got
gracious,
screwed
that's
on
awesome.
Yeah. But the machine took a L. The house took a loss on this one. I mean, post these things on the website, and you're making $30 or $40 pop on these minimum. I'm being very conservative. The Oilers stuff. The Oilers stuff. You're gonna be. What I was saying, Mason, you were frozen.
Yeah.
The house took a loss on this one because all of this stuff should have hit the website. It should never gone on the floor.
Oh yeah.
Because now they was it 8 cents a pound or something, right? That
Yeah, 59 $1.59 a pound.
Oh
maybe.
my gosh!
Yeah.
So that dude, good for him.
I mean, that's
good for him.
Got all of those for $1.59.
Yeah,
that's crazy. So yeah, really cool, very cool for him. 97, 98.
But I would
jersey.
love to know the story of where all this came from.
Yeah.
Why? Was it a store or was it the Titans? Right?
I think it was
Which
the
one was it?
Titans. I'm pretty sure the original post said the Titans dropped off the stuff at the Brentwood Goodwill,
Okay.
and maybe they
I'll
just
go by
couldn't
tomorrow
get
and
it
I'll
all
let you know
out.
if there's anything left. I mean, I'm not in the market for that expensive of a thing, but nonetheless, if there's some,
Yeah,
I'll let you know what I find.
I kind of want to know who was in the market for
$114 a pop. Unless
125.
they're like, hey, it's a donation to Goodwill, right? It's a write-off.
Right.
That's the only reason
Yeah.
you would go do that. Or people that just don't, they're just not educated, and so like they don't know to look at the tag and say, oh, that's
Yeah.
only $50. Go on eBay and you get it for $15.
I
If
think
it's not smart.
somebody on Twitter that lives locally, they did go by there and told one of the employees, like, hey, the tag says 70. You guys have this for 120. And they lowered it down to $25.
Yeah.
So good for Goodwill for doing that, but why put it at that anyways? That's just seems a little crazy. But hey, this past week, speaking of Goodwill, and we'll get off this subject and move on, but you remember when all the Yeezy stuff came out and Goodwill was like, we're not gonna sell Yeezy product anymore?
Yeah.
There's Yeezys all over their website.
Shocker.
All over.
But you just gotta say, right? It's to appease.
Yeah.
As long as you say it,
Yeah.
bro, we're not stupid. Even Goodwill, non-profit, non-schmprofit. Goodwill's trying to get to the bag, just like all of us.
Yep. All right, moving out of the local news, we're going to Nigo and Nike collab. I mean, it's pretty insane what all Nigo has done. He did a lot of stuff with Adidas and then now flipped over to Nike.
Yeah.
So I've got some eBay colored. I forget what model this is.
Is this the Trainer Low? No, it's something like that. It's a Force. Look, I can see it's like Air Force 3, maybe.
Maybe.
Just see
I
the
don't
force
remember.
of the tongue on this one.
Yeah.
The sweaters, dope. The
Oh, yeah,
shirts,
absolutely.
dope. Shoes, trash. Does not the colors do not work on this.
Yeah, these are
Unless
eBay.
you're going to a
These are
Pride
some
Parade.
eBays.
Perfect at a
Or
Pride
that.
Parade. Perfect at Training Fest. Brawny Festival. Brony. Not good if you're just kicking it at the ball.
Good. Yeah, I agree with all of
Still
your
dripping
sentiment,
drinking game. Training reference.
unless you're on 75 hard.
Unless you're on 75 hard. Indeed.
All right. Next up. Oh, this was so cool.
I sent this to you. It's just too cool not to put on there.
Liquid Death Yeti collabed on a casket cooler that sold, I think, for auction for almost 70,000. I mean, this is one of those collabs that's like, okay, 70,000. That's a bit
Insane for a cooler.
stupid. Yeah.
It's not a walk-in cooler. It's just a freaking casket that's a
Right.
Yeti.
But the collab itself, like, if they wouldn't have done this for an auction, maybe it was for charity or something. I don't know. But if they would have just like made these like mini casket coolers, like the name of your company is Liquid Death, and you're getting a casket cooler. You sell drinks. It's perfect. This is one of the best collabs that I've ever seen. And it looks, all the details on this casket are so dope. I mean, wow.
Great idea, great execution. They even have it like a real casket where you got the longer end where the feet go. And
right.
Dude, it's perfect.
I mean, how dope would it be if you had a casket cooler at a tailgate?
Even a mini one. Like any half,
I'm
a
thinking,
dog casket.
I'm thinking I might do this now. Like Tennessee's playing Alabama. You get a casket, all white casket like this, and you put like an Alabama head in it, and then a cooler for the rest of it. It's like, rest in peace, Alabama. After today, you're gonna die.
Yeah,
like,
it's great.
throw some beers in it, throw some Jack in there, Tennessee whiskey. I mean, you're set. You
It
can't
is-
lose.
it is
You
a
literally
great
cannot
idea.
lose at that point.
Very rarely do we have something like this that is perfect execution and it looks good and it's just a great idea. And it's you're right. The company, everything about this is just
Yeah.
beautiful.
It's perfect.
70 grand though. Good Lord. How much is an actual casket? No clue. I have never looked. 20 grand?
Yeah, that or less. I mean,
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah, I might just make
kudos, because this is super dope. If there was a still dripping cooler casket, Yeti, we're available. I mean, I'd do something like this.
Yeah, I'd even go for a lesser brand.
Yeah.
Doesn't even have to be Yeti.
Isn't it interesting that Yeti is what you see cars with Yeti stickers on them? Yeah, it's just a
Yeah.
cooler, right?
Mhm.
What am I
I mean,
missing?
you think that, you think about it. Stanley. Stanley's been the workers' man brand for forever. And now they're the blogger, the influencer
Yeah.
brand. I mean, look at this. I got one right here. My son's got
go.
one. Hey.
I couldn't spell Stanley. Didn't even know what it was until like 3 weeks ago.
But your grandfather did.
Yeah, he probably
Your
did.
grandfather probably
But-
took a lunch pail to work every day.
Yeti is that brand where it's just a cooler, and there's people that have their merch and they wear their shirts and they've got
Yeah.
hats and stickers and they wear them to swear by it.
I'd say Yeti's a lifestyle, man.
Yeah, it's interesting.
You know what
But
I
I'm not
think is the
trying-
next one to pop off? And I think I've got a little heads up on this because I've got a stack of dead stock hats. I feel like we got to get Coleman. Coleman's still dripping. I feel like that's a solid.
Especially with Landon camps.
I would like to camp.
Coleman's
But
got some dope stuff.
I don't.
You should. You got
I've got-
little boys, man.
I've got probably 15 white Coleman hats with the leather strap on the back. We should probably like embroider the side to say "still dripping" or something.
Oh,
they're
yeah, that's a great idea.
ancient ones
I'll take
too.
one.
All right.
Hey, you
I-
should bring Elliot and come camp in my backyard. There's nothing
I
stopping you
think
from doing it.
we'll probably camp in our backyard first.
Okay,
and
well,
then do it. I
it's-
do want to come over with Elliot and pick some blackberries. Since you can't
you
eat
can
them,
totally do that.
I think we're gonna come over. And
You're
do that.
welcome to.
So-
Well, it'll have to be this spring or next summer.
Right. Yeah. All right. Well, next up, we killing it on the news. Jaylen Brown.
We finally got official pics of this. This is
We
legit.
finally get official pics. No lacing, or maybe the lacing's under the shroud.
Yep, I think it's under the shroud.
But he's launching his own sneaker brand called 741 Performance. Gonna be honest, I didn't read up on this.
Me either.
Just
Just saw the
don't
shoe
know
and pressed
why it's
forward.
called 741. Maybe that's an area code.
He's from Atlanta, right?
Yeah,
Is that 9? I don't think
yeah, that one's a 9. 741 is the GS1 country code for El Salvador, so maybe that's it.
What's his connection to El Salvador?
No idea.
I didn't read anything about it. I just saw the official pics and sent it. But I what are the dots? Like, what do they represent? What does this mean? I don't hate the shoe. I don't like it. It's
Yeah.
mid.
Yep.
I like it. It's a unique idea. The shroud thing.
It
We haven't
looks like
seen
a
anything
kid's
like
shoe
that
to me.
in a long time. Yeah, that's the pearl looking things that make it look like a kid's shoe.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this is purely a performance shoe. No way in heck you're going to
Yep.
see people in the wild wearing this. You'll see people playing basketball, maybe. Jaylen Brown fans. I like Jaylen Brown a lot, but also, we're going to think the same thing about this. I mean, why not make it Celtics colors, the first model? Like, at least put a little green on there somewhere, maybe. I mean, you play for the Celtics. You just won the championship, and it's purple. Why?
If you're trying to, is it purple? I think it's just black.
On the sole? No, I mean the sole.
Yeah, it is a little. I don't know what color that would be.
But can you imagine how hideous green would be on here? Unless you
Yeah.
go with the green pearl or green little blobs,
Right.
right?
Yeah, that's what you got to go for. There's no surprise based on his previous sneakers that this is a Kobe with a shroud on it. I think if I would assume that's probably going to be how it feels, how it plays. It's got a little extra chunk on the heel, I would think. The irony is that Kobe would never have jewels on his shoe just because it would be like a little more weight on it, right? Like Kobe was the master of minimal, and he wanted every single thing to be performance based, and unfortunately, the jewels wouldn't make the cut. Little rocks on your shoe wouldn't make the cut, but
It had to be as simple as, well, we got to do something to spice it up. It's too plain. Oh, let's put some stones on it. Rhinestones. Whatever these are.
It's. Do you like it or do you don't like it that the stones are on both sides, like symmetrical?
I can't imagine it being not on both sides,
Oh, okay.
but that's just,
Yeah, I don't know.
it's so different from that standpoint that I don't know. I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we've asked for new designs.
Amen.
This is new.
He just did what we asked.
Yep. Can't hate it.
Amen.
Don't love it, but can't hate it.
Don't love it. Can't hate it. Just to
All
play
right.
it, get into the bag,
Get into the,
and
we'll
not getting
see about
screwed
that.
by the man.
Yeah.
And it's
There
like,
it is.
that's what it is. That's what he's about.
Yeah. Yeah, we got a bunch of new shoes. This is one of them, but the next is from Converse.
I just
So
sent you
this
this because we have to psalm this, and it's the easiest psalming.
Oh, okay. I didn't know this was going to be the psalm. So
it
here's your
is
sneaker sommeliers,
because
where each step is savored, and every soul scent tells a story. All right.
I mean, this
There we
is
go.
no regard for human life. They just straight up took the newest KD and they put a Converse logo on it.
The newest KD.
Yeah, the one with the one that he's been wearing, buddy. Hold on.
That one, no, that one's like a Air Max TN.
No, wait. It
I'm
looks like
getting like
this.
kamikaze vibes from this thing with a little bit of Kyrie. Actually, I'm definitely getting Kyrie's from this. I think they had this mocked up for Kyrie.
Oh shoot!
Yeah, I'm not
Oh,
interested
bad
in
radio.
that. I mean, I know what
Man,
you're
you don't
talking
see
about.
that,
I know what you're talking about, and so that's just what I
dude.
gleaned
It's
from this
so
shoe.
that it's got. Anyway, Converse continues to make a comeback and b-ball with a new, like, really? Are we calling
Yeah, I
this a
wanted to
comeback?
include all of the stuff. After this All-Star BB Trilliant CX worked rather well, this one is
I
the
would love to know
Shift
how it worked.
CX.
I would love to
And
know how it worked rather well. Well,
I'll
what does
tell
that
you
mean?
how it worked because Shea wore it, and so it worked.
But
They probably sold some because Shea wore it.
have you seen any human being wearing it besides Shea?
I have not. No.
Me either.
And this also, I know the Zig was on the sole, but this has got some Reebok Zig vibes too.
A little bit.
Little bit.
A little bit.
So for me, you got Kyrie's, you've got Kamikaze, and you've got Reeboks. So
Yeah.
3 different brands totally.
Yep.
But that's
As
that's
much
what
as
I'm
I
feeling.
love Shea, he's not going to sell sneakers. I'm like, that stinks, but that is reality, right?
I'll be honest. Shea seems more like he would sell. They should just give Shea at Converse the treatment that Kyrie gets at Anta. Because I think Shea would sell more off-court fashion shoes than he would basketball shoes.
Probably so. Probably
He just
so.
seems like that kind of guy.
Yeah.
But he's in Oklahoma City. It's a tiny market.
He scores a ton of points. He's creative. Like, he's
He
got a
does.
great game, but he does not sexy enough. He seems more Kawhi Leonard than he does
Yep.
LeBron.
Oh yeah. Yep. Absolutely. All right. Well, we already started psalming, so let's keep it going. The
Oh,
Aaron
this was
Gordon
today too, right?
361 degrees. I think this is like the AG7 or something. I don't know.
7?
I don't know.
I
how
thought it
many
was
he's had.
3
Maybe it's 3.
because look, there's a 3 on the sole. I'm pretty sure it's a 3.
No, that's the 361 logo.
Oh, anywho, Jason Tatum's man number 1. It looks like they took the toe box off the Concord 11 or the University
Okay, I can see
Blue
that.
11. But then the sole looks like an Adidas, like a Trae Young or something like that.
I
A
feel you a
Donovan
little
Mitchell.
bit on the heel. The heel definitely looks like a Trae Young to me. The rest of this shoe, I actually don't mind the look of this shoe. The little, I see what you're talking about with the little Jason Tatum hook or shark fin or whatever we want to call that. I'd say shark fin on this one. But other than that, it really reminds me of a Westbrook for some reason.
Yeah, I can see
I'm
that.
kind of Westbrook. But yeah, I think I totally, if for your toe box, your heel, Trae Young, your shark tooth, from the Tatum, I think that if for Fry Guy that doesn't listen or doesn't watch, I think he could get a good description of this shoe. The tongue is really high, like the Air Jordan was 38 that we saw, where the tongue is just massively high. And I think that's about it. I mean, we feel like we pretty much nailed that.
How much does this shoe cost?
Mm,
Is it $100? Is it $89?
it's over 100 for sure.
Oh my gosh! How much money do you feel like that? How many?
This is the Aaron Gordon 5.
Five.
It's
Holy
the 5th
crap.
edition. Of Aaron
Never
Gordon.
would have guessed. I wonder
It
how
looks
many.
springy, man.
I wonder how many of these guys they've got to sell to break even, and who the heck is going to buy them? They're not going to be in a store. Like, how would you even go about buying an Aaron Gordon sneaker?
It's a good question. I bet you can go to the 361 website. It's not like the Austin Reeves brand. You can only buy that Austin Reeves Rigor at like Kicks Crew. The Kyrie founded or Kyrie invested in. It's like Kyrie and Dame, and they pretty much gave ownership to anybody who would
Give them some capital.
advertise. Anybody who would advertise for them. So it's like Kyrie and Dame are part owners or something, and Kyrie's like some kind of president or something there too.
Interesting.
But yeah, so that's the only place the Rigor Austin Reeves. I think he has 2 different shoes, but the only place you can buy those. I'm looking to see if anybody's interested on this 361 degrees. There is also an Aaron Gordon. It's called the Whale, and it is a slide. He has his own slide called the Whale. Whale 2. He has 2 different slides. Yeah, 361sport.com is where you can buy these. You can get something from the Big 3 series. Now, Jokic is signed with them, but he has not had his he hasn't had his shoes come out yet. There's a DVD series, and I don't know who that is.
I will again take players that I love that won't sell sneakers for 1,000, Alex, with Jokic.
Yes. They have light up shoes.
361 does?
Yeah, they got a light up series. It's called the Light Up 1. The big, yeah, The Big 3 series. That's what Jokic has been wearing, I think. The Big 3 low. Yeah, there's a bunch of Aaron Gordons on here.
Wow.
The Whale 2. Wow, that is an ugly looking Yeezy foam. I don't
Esque.
even know. Yeah. We should probably just saw them all the Aaron Gordons, man. They're hideous. This one looks if you look at the AG4, it's a Zion. It's absolutely a Zion. Going through them, I should probably just screen share. I don't have an AG3. They must have sold out of the AG1, 2, and 3 because they're not on the website anymore. This is a Ross shoe.
It is 100% a Ross shoe.
You gotta find these at Ross, man. I still on this actual model right here. The 4 is terrible. This one isn't that bad. It's really not. If it's at $100, let me check the price. Oh my gosh, $150.
Dang.
Oh man, you should look at these colorways. They're totally
I
Jason
do
Tatum
not want to.
colorways on here.
I have no desire.
No, actually, so riddle me this. The AG5 right now is $129. A little cheaper, $130. If you go to the AG4, it is on sale for $139.
Dang.
$10 more to get the older version. Tell me how that makes sense. We need some marketing execs or pricing execs over at
and mind you, like
361.
Aaron Gordon's never even made an all-star team. You can go to Nike.com right now and get Giannis's for $99. You can get KD's for $100. You can get Ja Morant's for $100. Like, it's crazy that Aaron Gordon's shoe is more expensive than you name it.
I mean, it's got to be like the person buying this shoe probably lives in Orlando. Or where did AG go to college?
Arizona. But he's from the West Coast. I think he's from the Bay Area.
Okay, maybe the Bay Area, but I'm gonna say Orlando, and just fell in love with the dunk contest when he was in it. Just think he was royally robbed, which that's fine to think, and probably was at least once. And you just think that the universe owes him something, and that's why you're buying this shoe. I mean, who do you think sells more, Jokic or Gordon?
Jokic.
Probably
just
Jokic,
for the name
right?
recognition. 3-time MVP. Like, yeah. Just because the name, not because the shoe's any better.
It'd be interesting with this brand, 361 Sport. I mean, 5 years ago, they gave this guy a shoe. 5 years ago. I think 5 years ago, we hear about all these like fake recruiting stories and stuff. Like somebody put fake film out to like a bunch of colleges and they got recruited and got a scholarship or something. This happened like 10 years ago. I feel like 361 5 years ago, we could have probably gotten a signature shoe.
Fair.
They gave one to Aaron Gordon. Like
the pickings were slim.
I think it could have been like, yeah, I'm new to NIL. I want a deal. I'm willing to sign with 361 right now.
Dude,
sure,
it's just like
we got you.
Chance to get a bag, you get it. Period. No questions asked.
All right. Well, we're running a little long today, so get to the last Psalm. I don't know if you saw this. Anta and Kyrie. I assume Kyrie is involved. Signed a new athlete and gave him a signature shoe. And I think this has got to be the worst player with a signature shoe in the NBA currently.
Oh, let's go.
You haven't seen this?
I don't know. I don't know what you're
He's
talking
a
about.
New York Knick.
Josh Hart?
Nope.
OG Anunoby?
Nope. I'm not even sure he'll start this year for the Knicks.
I don't know.
Dante DiVincenzo.
Wow.
It's his own signature shoe with Anta. He's got to be boys with
Wow.
Kyrie. He's got to like be a flat earther. I have no idea. I have no idea. And they gave him the crappiest Payless shoe that I've
that's
ever
really
seen. This
bad.
is a Skechers. Julius Randle signed with Skechers and has a better shoe than this guy.
This is tough. I don't know what to say about it.
It's awful.
Man, you know what? This is making me think of what the heck is Li Ning doing? I mean, they even a player at this
Just
point. Anta
Jimmy Butler, right?
is blown up, and I thought he was Anta.
No, Jimmy's leaning because they're
Is
pretty
he really?
similar logos. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it feels like they're very, very
'Cause
similar.
I think Jimmy got the D Wade hookup with Li Ning,
Okay.
right? Way of Wade, Li
Yeah,
Ning.
that makes sense.
They signed D'Angelo Russell, which was totally random, and then Jimmy, and that's
Not
it.
as random
I don't
as Dante DiVincenzo.
Right. I agree. Would you agree that he's probably he's got to be the worst player in the league with a shoe?
Is he worse than Austin Reeves?
I think so. I
Is he?
don't know.
Like, if you look at their stats from last year, I bet they're similar.
Maybe.
I mean, Dante DiVincenzo was at least a first-round draft pick. I don't think Austin Reeves was. I mean, credit to him for starting on an NBA team,
No,
but I don't think he was drafted.
Yeah, but draft like, do we feel like DiVincenzo was drafted? He was drafted straight from that run in the tournament.
Yeah, no, good. I mean,
He's not bad. He's not a bad NBA player. I'm not trying to say that. I'm just saying, along with the worst signature shoe in the NBA, he also might be the worst signature athlete. So if the shoe fits, am I right?
wait a second. Spencer Dinwiddie is a center. So are we saying DiVincenzo is worse than Spencer Dinwiddie? I like Spencer Dinwiddie, but he should have never left the Mavs.
Okay. I feel like we have to draw a line with I think Langston Galloway also has his own.
Oh, yeah, he's
but
the worst.
that was his own brand, and that's Dinwiddie's own brand. So no other
Still,
brand can.
signature athlete.
I don't know. I feel like you have to draw a line.
All right.
There's a line drawn. There's
Then yes,
Dinwiddie,
DiVincenzo.
Galloway, Jaylen Brown over here, and then a brand signed you, and that would be
Then yes,
DiVincenzo here.
they got a role player on a team from New York, and they're happy because he plays in a big market.
Right.
And they think surely somebody will. Again, how many of these do we need to sell to break even? 100? I don't know. I bet they're $130, probably.
Do you think that you can sell 100 of these?
DiVincenzo's?
Definitely not this one. The bottom left.
In the AAU
not selling the bottom ones at all.
It wouldn't shock me in the AAU circuit if we had the Nick colorway up here. The blue
Okay,
because it's
yes.
alternating colors and kids love that crap.
Yeah. I'm fine with that one. That one's a little better than the other.
I'm not fine with it, but the idea
Right.
could sell.
Yes. If you're somming, do you have any somms?
It looks like the KD is again just a little lower cut.
Ooh. I
With the
had
zigzag.
Luca ones. The zigzag on the
Okay.
Luca ones. Other than that, it looks like a Nike training shoe, like the sole.
Yeah. Especially the bottom one. The bottom right with the whatever that's going on with the grip, the sole.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I just
Why?
hope
What are they? Who's going to
Kyrie's
buy
done
this?
some good stuff for Anta, but hopefully he was not involved. This was in the works before him or something.
I mean, there's got to be 70 or 80 other players that you should have given a healthy look to besides this, right?
I mean, there's 4 others on the
know.
Knicks. Jalen
Yeah.
Brunson doesn't have his own shoe.
Yeah.
Julius Randle. I mean, he signed with Skechers. He doesn't have his own signature shoe. Mikal Bridges doesn't have his own shoe. Who else is on the Knicks? And Mitchell Robinson might have been. No, he wouldn't be a better athlete. But
Mitchell Robinson.
OG would be better. Get at least. I'm not gonna say that. Never mind. All right. Well, I think that's it. I mean, that's 55 minutes. I told you we had a strong lineup.
I know. Yeah,
and
we
we
did.
didn't even get to I thought we had one more really, really bad thing that you sent in, but I guess it didn't
I
make
sent
it.
in several.
Yeah.
We're due just a crap like a bad. There's
just
so
want-
much bad. We need just a bad next week. Let's just do a bad.
Let's just do the worst of.
The worst stuff. Worst of the month.
Of episode.
Maybe like once a month we do a
That's
worst.
a good idea. I think we incorporate like worst, like let's hit a bunch of different categories like clothing, sneakers, and then like also stuff we dabble in like eBay. Tyler King does like every now and then he'll go through Marketplace and post the funniest Marketplace stuff. We can do the worst of like Marketplace.
Craigslist.
Oh, that might be real bad.
But worse, but it's gotta be sneakers, like lists.
Okay. Yeah.
That's probably the
Yeah,
best
yeah.
way that we can connect
Worst
the dots. At
of.
least.
All right. So let's get on that and let's actually do some research for the worst of episode.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Episode 188, the worst of everything.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I'll do some
well,
research.
There we go. This has been the Still Drippin' Happy Hour, episode 187, packed with sneaker news. This is your one-stop shop.
Drama, packed
for
with
drama, for
life skills.
I mean, this has got to be the only happy hour that has no alcohol for the next 75 days. Minimum. So, I mean, there you go. So, this might be the worst happy hour out there.
Yeah. Unless you
I mean,
want some
if
bubbly.
the shoe fits, like
Listen, bubbly. Sponsor us.
Nobody's coming to a happy hour that only sells bubbly for half price.
That's fair. $1 bubblies.
All right. Well, you see the background is not the same as it used to be, but we're blessed. So have a blessed week, and we'll see you next week. We love you all. Follow the Cards One, Cookies on the Bottom Shelf. And Hayes, hit us with an inspirational poem.
But you're here with us. Oh. It's midnight, nearly. Sailor's delight. He looks into the stars. He gazes into the night. His lungs chuckle with delight. Night flight. Oh, looky there, I see a vampire. But he's not sucking blood. He's sucking out the soul of your mama's heart. Good night.
We'll see you next week. Peace.